Om Vishnupat Paramahansa Parivajakacarya Stotra Shishi Shimali Divine Sisi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Jagapuri Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. You want to read? Haribol. Premadhvani. Premadhvani.
Jai Om Vishnupai Paramahansa
Education.
Sheila Prabhupada, running the whole universe with a tidal wave of super ecstatic Krishna prema ki. I know Vishnu Vanshavam, the Vajika Charya, ask that the Shema is the divine great Sheila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Gauti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Nama Chandra Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Oh, Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasi Gaura Bhakta ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shama Radha Kundiri Govardhan ki jai. Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Mayapur Dham ki jai, Navadip Dham ki jai, Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Gangamani ki jai, Jamani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Jasi Devi ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Anda. Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shish, Guru and Gauranga. All glories to the divine grace. Srila Prabhupada. Namaste Saraswati Devi Bholavani Prachani Jiva Shesha Vishnavadi Pashchadeshata.
Hare Krishna, everybody. So today's we are all engaged in karma yoga. We are trying because nobody can go to the bhakti yoga right away. So we're gonna do the karma yoga. And by Krishna's mercy, I do not know why I chose this verse here. Just open the page and it came on the karma yoga, chapter 5, verse number 10.
5:10.
Yeah.
5:10.
You all have it, then you can read along or pay attention. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 5, verse number 10. Brahmani adaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyate na sa papena padmapatram evambasa. Huh?
You can speak into this.
Yes, but I don't like so close. Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yam lipyatena sapapena padma patram imam basa. How do we go? Does everybody chant? Somebody wants to chant it? Okay.
Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yam libyate na sapapena padma patram imam basa.
We can have some new guests beside this would be wonderful. Please do so. Yes.
Brahmanyadya karmani sangam tattva karotya Udyate na sapapena patramimam basa.
Anybody else?
Brahmaniya karmani yam tyakva karoti yam yatena sapapena
One who performs his duty without attachment. This is the first instruction. I cannot have something so close to my eyes.
Yes. You want me to take it like this?
Yes.
Okay,
Please.
thank you.
Nobody can hear you. You have to say it loudly. The translation purport by His Divine Grace Ishi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One who performs his duty without attachment, surrendering the results unto the Supreme Lord, is unaffected by sinful actions, as the lotus leaf is untouched by water. Purport. Here, Brahmani means in Krishna consciousness. The material world is the sum total manifestation of the three modes of material nature, technically called the Pradhan. The Vedic hymns, Sarvam Hi Etad Brahmam, Mandukya Upanishad 2, Tasmad Etad Brahma Nama Rupam Annam Chajayate, Mundaka Upanishad 1 to 10. And in the Bhagavad Gita 14.3, Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma indicates that everything in the material world is a manifestation of Brahman. And although the effects are differently manifest, they are non-different from the cause. In the Ishopanishad, it is said that everything is related to the Supreme Brahman or Krishna. Thus everything belongs to him only. One who knows perfectly well that everything belongs to Krishna, that he is the proprietor of everything, and that therefore everything is engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally has nothing to do with the results of his activities, whether virtuous or sinful. Even one's material body being a gift of the Lord for carrying out a particular type of action can be engaged in Krishna consciousness. It is then beyond contamination by sinful reaction, exactly as the lotus leaf, though remaining in the water, is not wet. The Lord also says in the Bhagavad Gita 3:30, Mai sarvani karmani sanyasya, resigning all works unto me. The conclusion is that a person without Krishna consciousness acts according to the concept of the material body and senses, but a person in Krishna consciousness acts according to the knowledge that the body is the property of Krishna and should therefore be engaged in the service of Krishna. So everybody of us are here. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Inna Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langate Giri Yat Kripata Maham Vande Shri Guru Dinatari Vanchakalpatrubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So karma yoga means a buddhi yoga, yoga of the intelligence. And we cannot get to the bhakti yoga with entangled always in the material activities. So this is Krishna is giving us how we can come to the proper bhakti yoga. He mentions here. And everybody has to do some kind of duty. One who performs his duty without attachment. Do we do that? No. We are always attached. We're going to get the result, get the enjoyment. And when we go to the temple, what do we do? We come, the donation petty is there. We will see the smallest note or 1 rupee, and that we will put it in. We are so attached to our results. But Krishna says here, surrendering the results unto the Supreme is unaffected by sensuality. But everybody will think, how I'm going to maintain myself. Krishna has brought us into this material world due to our material desires. And these desires, if we do not curb down these desires, then we will never get out of this cycle of birth and death. And why Krishna is telling that result, first the result is his. Everything is coming from him. Whatever result you get, it is also coming from Krishna. The maintenance is also done by Krishna, but in illusion and false idea we have it that I am maintaining by my efforts. But this is just illusion. It's like a dream. I'm thinking that I am the doer, but actually everything comes from Krishna. All I can ask one, if you are maintaining yourself, how you are maintaining? By eating? The animals are maintaining themselves also by eating. By your hard work, animals don't do such a hard work. Animals don't go for higher education in the university. We don't say don't go, but you have to understand that higher education is not maintaining you. Nor your money can buy your life. Somebody gets sick. We have seen during the COVID, somebody gets COVID, or even regular basis, we can see that somebody gets sick, they go to the doctor for maintenance. If your disease is curable, and Ayurveda is also given by Krishna. Science of medicine is given. If you have a duration of life, you get cured. Otherwise, nobody can control. Nobody can protect you from that. Nobody. So we have to understand that life is not with us. Life we cannot maintain. If there is no air, your job doesn't buy your air. No matter how hard you're going to work, your job is not going to buy. Does your job buy the air? And if you don't have air to breathe, how long you can live? So we have to get out of this illusion that I am working, so I'm maintaining. Of course, food, yeah, you can work in the field and grow your own food. But we think that I will enjoy. If I have a money, I'll get this, I will get that, and I'll enjoy. But the Krishna says, and what happens? When we do all kinds of activities, we are bound by the karma. If it's good activity, we will get another body to enjoy the result of this life. And then when we do some bad activities, we're gonna have to suffer in the next life. So these activities are binding us in this material world. And yet in illusion, we are thinking that I am maintaining myself and my family, my this, my that. So we have to come over this and understand this, that Krishna is the proprietor. Even we don't have this body, we are not the proprietor of this body even. So we have to understand and we have to get over this platform of that I am the maintainer or I'm the proprietor. Everything is belonging to Krishna. If Krishna doesn't provide the job, you will not have the job also. So the result is Krishna. Krishna says, Karmanya Adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. In here also he says, the activities that you perform and the result has to be used in service of Krishna. That is the beginning of our Bhakti Yoga or Karma Yoga. So that we become free from our reactions for karma. What we call karma, where we're gonna get punishment or some kind of rewards, depending on what activities we do. So human life is not for reward, or if you really want the real reward, that is the goal of the human life. Get the perfect reward, not a temporary reward with together with some package of birth, that old age, disease, and miserable condition throughout their life. with the Ugra karma. So Krishna is giving us this message. So if we understand properly, then we can engage in the devotional service very nicely. Unless, unless that time, we will be engaged in karmic reactive activities. So these gatherings are here to so that we can learn from this that what is karma yoga, what is dhyana yoga, all that, and what is karma activities of the karma that will bind us into another birth after birth after birth. We have gone through so many births, and by Krishna's grace, we have gotten this human form. Human form is not for sense gratification and not for living like animals. Sorry to say big word animals, but animals don't do activities like animal. When they are engaged in sense gratification, they don't get karma. But if a human being does that, the human being gets a reaction. So we can see human life is responsible life. After 8,400,000 species of life, we have gotten to human life. It has some duty to the dear one, duty to anybody, is to come to the point of achieving the goal of human life, which is the goal of human life is to attain, to understand who we are. Do we understand who we are? I know in India, everybody knows I am Atma. And then we can have I'm Atma, but Atma and Paramatma is one. That's the biggest illusion we have it in India. Atma and Paramatma is one. But Atma and Paramatma is two individuals. We are emanations of the Lord Paramatma, and we are very, very small, very, very, what we call it, anu, very small one. And that anu depends on the Supreme. So we are meant to serve the Supreme, not another anu, and get some result and enjoy. That is not our position. And by understanding ourselves, we are understanding who we are. No photography. So this is what we are supposed to come. We are so happy you all have got gathered here. Now understand this, that we are not this body. Body is temporary vehicle. Like sometimes you are sitting in the car and driving, and then when you get out of the car, so this body is temporary and it is the living entity. We are doing so many things for the body, dead matter, don't we? How many hours? There is 24 hours a day. How many hours we put in the dead body? Anybody from this side? Matajis are nodding their heads. How many hours we put for the body, which is a dead matter, temporary vehicle, like a car gets into the accident and it's finished. We put 35, 45 crores in the car, and then one day accident happens and it's finished. So this body, we have put 8,400,000 species, lifetimes. So how many hours we put? And how many hours we put for the jiva? We can't even chant 16 rounds properly. Even when we are chanting 16 mala, our mind is going here and there. That means there is not even a time that we are focusing on for the jiva. We feed the body the food. We work hard, we feed the body the food. But that food is not helping us to keep up the body also. We have to do some exercise, we have to do some yoga, because the bird inside is not getting the milk. So that is why it is recommended that we eat only, we're gonna do, but it has to be, everything has to be regulated. We have to give up our sense gratification. sense gratification. Everybody gets scared. Sense gratification. Does everybody understand what is sense gratification? Indriya tripti. When we do this Indriya tripti, we get the reactions. But this can be done also in regulations. That is called karma yoga. We're gonna eat food for the body, but if we eat prasadam, then it helps both body and the soul. So then our intelligence awakens and we can understand what is the purpose of my life in this world. Then we can understand the purpose of life in this world. So we have to wake up from our dream state that we are this body and we are running, this is my land, this is my country, this is my property, this is my family, this is my relative, this is this, my, but we cannot keep anything with us. We came naked in the world and we're gonna go back naked. So we have to understand this and do the right thing so we can benefit the purpose of the human life. You want to add something?
There's so many different species of life. 8,400,000. Out of these 8,400,000, there's 100,000 different types of human species. This human life is very, very, very rare opportunity for millions of lives to actually come back to our real nature. Right now, we're suffering like anything in the cycle of birth and death. So we should be intelligent enough to take advantage of this opportunity. The difficulty is in our modern day world, they're living like actually lower than heaven. Men who are like dogs, hogs, camels, and asses praise those men who do not listen to the Shatno Pashtan, the Lord Shri Krishna, the deliverer of all evil. The animals are acting according to their nature, you see. They're acting perfectly according to the laws of nature. But the human being is the species who is not acting according to nature. All this air pollution, water pollution, because of the animals, who's polluting the atmosphere? That's the human being. The human beings are the ones who are living out in harmony with nature. So we have to come back and follow the example of the animals and they totally in tune with their actual life, their actual duties in nature. Our duty in nature is self-realization.
So I think we have limited time. We are on time, Revati Prabhu. Okay. Yeah, if anybody has question. Anybody has question?
You can write it in the or you can ask them to write
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Mataji. Thank you very much for the lecture. This question actually not related to the topic you have asked, but then the knowledge you have just shared with us. So basically, my question is that the knowledge we get through this ISKCON institution, sometimes we fail, most of us, including myself, that looking at this society as an institution to educate ourselves, learn and educate others about that we are not this body, we are soul, and the knowledge of the bhakti, how to cultivate this Krishna consciousness. However, after some time, more or less everyone get into the other activities such as temple management, let's say for other services, and we get so much engaged and kind of entangled that we forget the goal that the society is meant for us to acquire that knowledge and understand this philosophy and not finding faults and get into the other activities and engage ourselves into that. We often forget that and fail to understand that this is an institution not our house that we expect things from the devotees and the society that they must do this way or that way. We have our opinions that society should run in such a way. But then we forget that the society is not made for our needs, emotional needs, or personal needs, but rather we should see the society as an institution. So how can we keep that in mind that we should always look at the society as an institution and not as our house, or what we expect from our relatives or people that they should fulfill my needs, my emotional needs. So how do we keep that? And are we not able to explain or make understand the devotees, a community, that this is an institute to learn and not to expect a personal needs from the society or the devotees? So how do we keep that in mind always?
The leaders have to be properly understanding what's the purpose of this movement. It's an institution, but at the same time, it is a hospital where all the sick people are coming. And that's where we are. Some will become cured and some will not. So, and to help in that hospital, we need the support also. It's not that we are on our own. No. Krishna wants to engage everywhere, everybody in some or this way or that way. Even somebody can little bit, as he mentions it throughout the Bhagavad Gita. If somebody doesn't want to, we can engage. If somebody is too attached to that, then we can engage them in different services. So this is how we're going to engage everybody. It's not just, as many says, that we are just demanding from people. No. Even the demand for helping the institution is for their benefit. That we have to keep also. It's not for our benefit only. Any little thing that they're going to do is for their benefit. So we insist on everybody to participate. Okay? You need to do it there also. Did I answer your question, Prabhuji?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. If going back to Godhead is ultimately the will of Krishna, why to practice devotional service? Why to practice devotional service? Is that a good question? That is your natural duty. Just like you go to the office, you follow the boss. If Krishna is providing you everything, why don't you want to serve? Devotional service means serving the Supreme Lord, who is giving you everything. Whose question is this? Sorry, I answered it. Huh? Don't you want to serve? Devotional service means you act in Krishna consciousness. Don't act like animal. That is the human life. Otherwise, there is no human life. Whether you go back home or you don't go back. But human life is rules and regulations. Just like on the road. If you have a motorcycle or car, you have to follow the rules and regulations. So that if you follow the rules and regulations, devotional service means follow the rules and regulations so that you don't get punishment. So otherwise you get punished. Would you like to be punished? And drive on the wrong side and get punishment? If there are rules and regulations we follow in the material world, why wouldn't we want to follow Krishna? He is telling us rules and regulations for our benefits. When you are eating, he is asking you to eat only Krishna Prasadam, food offered to him. Why? Because even eating is karma and pap. So you want to get the reaction of sinful reactions for that, or you want to become free from that? What do you want? Yeah, you want a free form. So that's why we perform these things. Thank you very much. Did I answer your question? Thank you. So you're gonna start eating prasadam only? Huh? No onion, garlic? Offer whatever, all vegetarian food, you offer it to Krishna. Just make a nice plate for him, offer it to Krishna, and after 5-10 minutes, take it off, and then the whole family can eat. We become free from pap, killing the vegetables, killing so many insects which we do while working. So we become free from that. Otherwise, we will be punished. We have no right to kill any insects or any living entities because we cannot give them their life. Okay? For our senses, we cannot do that. Right? Not for myself. I cannot drive on the other side of the road because I like it this way. Yeah. I will get into accident or police will come. In India, it is not so strict, I guess. So we don't understand. In other countries, it is very strict. If you drive on the wrong side, you will get a big fat ticket, they call it. And maybe you lose your license also. Okay? Okay, Mike, please. This is Brahman realization.
Even in Brahman realization also we can have Shanti. Like
What?
we can practice normal regulations, regular rituals.
In all types of yoga, you have to practice.
Yeah. So why Brahman realization service we can have Brahman realization also.
What is Brahman? You have to understand first. Do you know what is Brahman?
Yeah, I am the soul and there is the intelligence of God, which is Brahman.
And yeah, you realize it, but that is a partial thing. If you see the sunlight, do you think you have understood the sun? Yeah. So if you see the light, then you have not understood the real Brahman. Brahman can be understood in 3 phases. In the light form, and then second higher step. This is just the beginning. Second higher step is Paramatma. And the third one is Bhagavan. So how are you going to render service? You have to offer something to even Brahman Jyoti. Huh? So what you will gain from that? So we have to come to the Supreme Brahman. That's where we can offer service. You are offering service to yourself. Why do you offer service to yourself? Not to just say your shadow. Why? Do you feed yourself in the mirror?
No.
Huh? If you want, you are feeding yourself directly. So that is why the supreme enjoyer is Krishna, everything coming from him. We feed him first. And he's not going to take away anything from you, because he's not hungry. He will give you back, but free from karma. He gives you back. So what is the difficulty? What will be the difficulty for you? Yeah, so then do it, please. It's for your benefit. Huh? Eat Krishna Prasadam. Say, Hare Krishna. Yeah,
Siddhar has one.
we did it?
Siddhar has one.
Yeah, but he hasn't answered.
No.
Yeah, so I should answer.
I mean, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Should I give like
Can you
one or
please
what?
Yeah.
share your experience with Srila Prabhupada? When I was a young a freshman in college, I was completely depressed.
No, 10.
So I would go home, I would go home. My first day at home, I said, Dad, I'm really depressed. I said, Son, don't worry about it. Just the phase you're going.
There's
And that
one.
phase never went away. So I met Prabhupada and the phase went away. Prabhupada is my spiritual father. And he taught me how to actually be happy. And actually, my father, when I came to the world, he used to come and hear the lectures in the temple. He really liked the lectures. So he also became a father to my father also.
Okay, my question is one side, we say people will get free from all Maya. Influence still in the process of bhakti, a devotee always get influenced by Maya bondages because we are not practicing. Simple as that, we are not practicing full bhakti yoga. We are training it, but our senses are not controlled, which is most important. So, whose question is this?
Yeah, not
Okay. So because our senses are not controlled, we are not practicing, we haven't come to the level of bhakti. It's the beginning stage. It's called karma yoga. Because we are not control our senses. There are rules and regulations we don't follow. For example, there is 4 rules and regulations that all initiated devotees should be practicing. But since in the material world, we are not controlled with our senses, many householders fall into uncontrolled senses of illicit sex, breaking the principle. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that any sex beyond procreation is sinful. So we don't practice that. That's why we fall down. We don't control our senses. So if we become strict and control our senses, then we will not fall down. Then our bhakti can grow. It's a kripa. We have gotten the seed. When we come to ISKCON, we get the seed. Now it is for you, it's your duty to pour water and nurture it with all kinds of, your desires come, they are like weeds. If you want to grow some kripa or nice flower garden, you have to pull out the weeds. Otherwise, when you pour the water, weeds will grow faster also. So unless you pull out the weeds, it's gonna keep, it will, instead of nurturing the your kripa, it will crush you down. It will cover up your garden. Okay? So we have to pull out this, our material desires and senses are like weeds. Okay? That's why we get pulled away. What we got pulled away? By the senses. And senses are acting according to the modes of nature. Okay. So now you can control your senses. Keep or pull it out. Any material desires comes, pull it out. That is also mentioned by Krishna in chapter 2 of the Bhagavad Gita. As many desires comes in, you subdue them. Okay. Okay.
Another question from the same person. They can identify, or she can identify herself. Now, how to control fear and negative thoughts and keep faith.
I didn't answer the backside.
Okay. This is a very nice song by Narottam Das Thakur.
Yes, same
And I
question.
remember the translation to that, reading this song. I've got no shelter but Radha and Krishna. Humbly pray, Narottam Das Thakur. So we can learn from Narottam Das Thakur how to become free from fear and negative thoughts and how to keep his faith. And I have no shelter but Radha and Krishna. They are my only shelter. How do they manifest? It's very easy for us. Hare, addresses Radharani, and Krishna addresses Krishna. So by chanting Hare Krishna with affection, with love, with attention, with meditation, taking deeply, deeply into our heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram.
Here, negative thoughts go away. It's like there's some birds on the tree and you clap your hands, and the birds go away. So when you clap your hands in the kirtan, all the negative birds go flying away.
First question is that this one. What are day-to-day activities we must include in our life at home as the Grihastha devotees? Wonderful question. Please take up some japa. You have a japa mala? Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least 16 mala every day. And that second step is that whatever you eat, whatever it goes into your mouth has to be Krishna Prasadam. Read Shastra with the family members. If you go to the job, before job, you finish your japa, take nice prasadam. And as a service, if you want to take some prasadam to the job for distribution, you can do that too. And the whole family should chant and do kirtan in the morning, kirtan in the evening, read from Bhagavad Gita. This is the beginning stage. Can you implement that? Jai, thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Okay, next question. Why Krishna needs to create soul, jiva, whether in the spiritual world or material? Why Krishna needs to create the soul, jiva? Okay. Krishna doesn't need to do anything. He has an obligation. Somebody says, Krishna, you have to do this. Krishna is not obliged to do anything. Okay? That's why he's God. If he was obliged to do something, he wouldn't be God. Whoever is obliging him to be God. But Krishna, but then why does Krishna do it? That's the question. Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. Now let me ask you, do you have any friends? Do you like having friends? Do you like having friends?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So that same quality is there in Krishna. That's why you have that quality too. So somebody who has a lot of friends, he's felt popular. He enjoys having so many friends. But since Krishna is supreme enjoyer, and every single jiva gives him a different type of enjoyment. I remember we used to have on Janmashtami, like a feast with 108 reps. And wow, 108 reps. You see, the more the variety of taste, the more it becomes enjoyable. So every single devotee gives Krishna a certain type of rasa or taste in that relationship. One devotee gives Krishna a certain type of taste. This devotee, everyone has a unique quality and characteristic. And Krishna enjoys a certain flavor or taste, with unique flavor or taste with each and every soul that he manifests in himself. So therefore, to have unlimited enjoyment, Krishna manifests himself in infinite number of living entities, so he can have an infinite number of variety of taste. You understand?
Whose question is this? He says, please give me clear understanding. Okay. Is karma yoga and nishkam karma yoga same? Whose question is it? Oh, that's your question. Okay. They are not same. Nishkam means no material desires. karma yoga is still have some desires and using the result in service to Krishna. Okay. And then the second is bhakti yoga higher than karma yoga, of course. Okay. Okay.
Okay. What has been the biggest hurdle or difficulty for overcoming the material world Maya's influence for you, and how did you overcome it? Question from? Okay. Actually, the biggest hurdle is how to make the world Krishna conscious. Likely, it seems practically impossible how to make this world Krishna conscious. There being so much, but there's even a bigger hurdle. That's how to make myself Krishna conscious. So that's the ultimate biggest hurdle is how to always remember Krishna and never forget him. That's why we need to have a spiritual master who can bless us and empower us to do that. That's why we need an association of devotees. Bless us and empower us. So we can always remember Krishna, never forget him in any situation. You understand?
Yeah, what she said.
There are so many spiritual masters. How to find the right one?
How to find the right spiritual master? Well, it's very simple. Prabhupada is the Siksha Guru for all of us. He's the greater Prabhupada. The Prabhupada, we should be my Diksha Guru. Simple thing. Sincerely beg Prabhupada, and he would do it. We should be the Diksha Guru.
Prabhupada said in that regard, where you can surrender, you can follow the instructions. That's your guru. Help to the peoples in material life. It is bhakti or not? Which question is this? Why don't you help yourself first? Then you will know what is the helping other people. If you do not know how to help yourself, how can you help others? If you do not know how to swim, how are you going to save the drowning people? Can you? If you do not know how to swim, you cannot save the drowning people. So you have to help yourself first. That means you first come to the bhakti yoga, you take it, and then give others bhakti yoga. Okay? It is not bhakti, it is called pious activity, and you get the reaction. That means if you open a hospital or you give somebody some charity and they use it wrong way, you get the karma, punishment. This world is called Lena Dena Chakra. You give, you get. So if you give somebody bhakti, you become free from that. But if you don't give, you just serve do some activity, saving, helping the people, you get the reaction. Okay? So take up yourself bhakti and give it to others.
We talked about everything is maintained by Krishna. How to have this mentality about doing some service, especially when you're holding some management or authorized. Yeah. First thing you need to shave. That's a clean shaven head. That was the picture in the next. You did shave regularly. In other words, you have to be fully. You have to put yourself fully as an instrument in the hands of Krishna. You be the puppet and let Krishna do his things. If you put yourself fully in the Krishna direction with thoughts you were to do, then you'll become perfectly situated in whatever position, whatever service you have, the pop marcher, as the temple president, and the guru, or any position. You take the position of being completely serving
This one,
master and let them
how to
guide you
produce,
every minute, every thought.
update.
And tomorrow morning,
Share.
How produce this quality? How to produce this quality?
Okay, next question is, though we know that we are soul, not the body, Krishna is proprietor, we are servants, then also we are also want our appreciation, our glories. I am this and that, why this is happened to us, why I have that quality, and how to produce this quality. Whose question is this? Do you realize you are a soul? Huh? Do you realize and do you act on that? That means you have not realized it. If you have realized it, you won't get entangled in any sense gratificatory activities besides Krishna. Okay? So that if you really come to that understanding that you have engaged yourself fully in service of Krishna, that's how you produce it. Okay? That answers your question. And control your senses, fully engage in service of Krishna. Take like brahmachari, like Revati Pati Prabhu. And other brahmacharis may get married, but I'm not sure about Revati Pati Prabhu. So yeah, in the brahmachari life, that life is allowed to get married, but after you conquer your senses, you will not want to get married. You will be blissful in that life itself. Do you think you can do that? Or at least you can try that. Wake up early in the morning, control your senses, chant your japa very nicely, and engage in service of Krishna. And avoid the association of opposite sex and all that, then you can achieve it. It's not difficult, but it's just that how we're going to do it. Okay? Two sides.
In India, everybody knows about God. Bhakti. We're in Bhakti Yoga, but not family members, not ready to listen about God and how we teach people, how to develop, how we develop our Bhakti. A lot of questions. Who's with? The first thing you're going to say who are your family members. If you're thinking in terms of your body, you're in mind. Actually, all living entities are family members. Throughout all of each other's existence. So the devotee therefore dedicates himself, as Prabhupada told us, to the world. He dedicated himself to liberating all his family members back together. And therefore he teaches, like what you said, Krishna possession, whatever you need, instruction in the teachings of Krishna, and that's why you become guru, the little people this world. So you make the endeavor to live in the whole world, wherever you go, preach, 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 preach. And you'll find that some people are attracted. And you focus on those people, where you find people who actually accept it. You put your energies on them. And in that way, your bhakti will increase. You'll have a very powerful, uplifting impact in the world around you. Does that make sense to you? Are you ready to do that? Are you willing to follow my instruction? Or not?
I'll try.
How hard do you try? With complete dedication, or just a little show bottle? Complete dedication? Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
You mentioned that we should not have materialistic goals, but to survive and to do bhakti and give our family facilities to perform bhakti. We need to earn money and engage ourselves in corporate life. Also, I am not able to manage my job and bhakti together. Took association of devotees, take association, took association of devotees, but still not able to follow Krishna consciousness properly. This is we say we don't say do not act in cooperative, but results are not used. Whose question is this? So Rupa Goswami has given a very good formula. He said, if you are working a job and wanting to practice and maintain the family so-called maintenance, you call it maintenance, but I would say that you have to do it, which you can never accomplish it. Rupa Goswami has given full 50% goes for Krishna consciousness result. 50% should go to result for Krishna consciousness, 25% for family members, and 25% for saving, for emergencies. If you can follow that and at the same time practice Krishna conscious activities, rules and regulations, you are well situated. Does that answer your question? Then you will not be in anxiety what you're going to do. Then you will not be in anxiety that you are not able to chant your japa properly, go to your corporate world, 50% for Krishna, 25% for the family, and 25% for savings. If you do that, you are doing right. Okay, and follow the regulative principles. If you are a household, follow all the regulative principles properly. And the family members who are you think you are maintaining, they should also follow these things.
We have the knowledge, so whatever we do, we're efficient. This is the struggle, and many times in this is how do we build consciousness so that we can always build it efficient.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, we're supposed to do everything. We don't. How are we going to problem? That's why we have the spiritual master. That's why we have the scripture. We have to mold our life according to the scriptures, not according to our memory. It's like we learned from Prabhuji, you have Mangalarti every day? You home or from home? Chelsea Bishop? So you have to just mold your life according to the directions of the Acharya. That's how they would want me to live. Let me do everything in such a way that it's pleasing the sheep of Prabhupada. That's the key.
Never.
If you make an endeavor in that way, and you can also make the mercy by your spiritual master, Prabhupada, and having difficulty. Saying always absorb you offering everything to you. Please bless me now. You'll always be in this state of mind. You can beg you and ask their help on it. You chanting 16 rounds regularly. You should ever chant an extra round. You can chant extra round. You read all the books yet, the Prabhupada? In the process of reading, you have a full set at home. Keep reading through all the books. You hear Prabhupada's lectures. You listen to Prabhupada's lectures. Just absorb yourself as much as possible. It's like in the car, I was hearing Prabhupada's lectures. And you hearing a nice lecture of Prabhupada. Even in Los Angeles back in 72. Very inspiring lecture. So just take every opportunity to hear Prabhupada's lectures, hearing spiritual master's lectures, and hearing classes. Just do everything you can. And the more you do that, the more your consciousness becomes fixed and we become naturally for serving Krishna 24 hours a day.
How to read Srila Prabhupada's books. I'm adding books. It's no books there. How to read Srila Prabhupada regularly. How to make it more interesting, not able to find time due to extreme hectic schedule. Why did we make extremely hectic schedule? Huh? We made it, right? Now then we have to add in the morning, in the evening, we should add Krishna consciousness, sandwich. This is a called sandwich program. Those who make their life hectic have to make their sandwich. In the morning, Krishna consciousness, chant 16 rounds, have some little short, even short Mangalati, do with your family members. Mangalati, read even one verse of Bhagavatam or something, and then go to work. Then you do your hectic bodily activities, and then in the evening coming back, make that vow to yourself that I must do this. Then you can get it. Like in the evening, get together with the family, read from Bhagavad Gita, do some kirtan. That's all right. And not fail it. We have to give ourselves a vow that I must do this. Just like we took a vow of chanting 16 rounds, follow the regulative principle. This is how we do it ourselves. That I must do this, then we must find the time and do it without fail. Okay? That's it? Okay?
Many times we see we don't have complete faith and protection of Krishna by practicing Bhakti yoga, so we start working hard ourselves. Many dangerous situation arises. Something turns toward the demigod. Please tell how to convince the develop more strong faith. Well, when you're in danger, you put the intelligent thing you know where there's strong protection. No question from.
There.
Yeah. If you're in danger, wouldn't the smartest thing to do be take where you get the best protection? Wouldn't that be the most intelligent thing to do? Take some puny, it's like we were in our Miami temple prasadam room back in about 72. They're taking hot milk prasadam. And all of a sudden we heard Bhakti was going, some guy came in and gun the other band had a rifle. And he said, everybody get down on the floor, but everybody get down on the floor. He might have offered basically the rifle. So what would you do in that situation? Would you call for the demigods in that situation? You have a thief with guns, they're ready to shoot you and kill you dead. You call for the demigods then? No, we didn't call for the demigods. I yelled out, Trinity! And now the gun is pointed at me. But actually everything turned around. After I chanted Shringade's name, the whole thing turned around. Temple president heard me yell the Shringade's name, and he came to check out what's going on. But he's yelling the Shringade's name for shot. So actually we had a gun. Actually the thief said, I told the bandit, I said, we're your friends, what do you want? He said, the money, where's the money? So actually the money was right there, but they didn't realize it. But the temple presidents told the treasurer, he said, get the gun. He said out loud. He came out and he saw them. He's all the thieves. They turned around and went back into the treasury. And one thief took the gun and hit him on the head and cut him. He didn't care. He was totally cool. He very loudly and clearly told the treasurer, he said, get the gun and shoot the prostitute. The treasurer grabbed the gun and they went running away. But the GBC very much they came after it, and they very much appreciated that when I got out Nrsingadeva's name, the whole thing turned around. Until they were complete control until I said Nrsingadev. After I said Nrsingadeva's name, Nrsingadev, the whole thing completely turned around. So you can't convince me to call for the demigod. I have experience on Nrsingadev turn the whole thing around, personal experience. So I think you're an idiot if you call for the demigod. An idiot. You're intelligent, you call for Nrsingadev. He's more powerful than all the demigods combined. Hare Krishna. Nrsingadev the key.
So thank you very much for all the questions and the appreciation that everybody has paid full attention. I hope everybody paid the full attention and got some realization to take back home. Okay.
Those who didn't get the impression canceled, you can always find me in sd@worldleader.com. And answer your email. You can get your answer from sd@worldleader.com.
Okay. You left your beads there. You are so eager to change your beads that you left your beads there. Huh?
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, he did it 2 days
Hare
ago.
Krishna. So hope each and every one of us will carrying the valuable instructions what Prabhuji and Guru Mata
No.
just now spoke, and hope we'll follow now on.
Before yesterday, he's sitting
If
there.
you are eager to follow this,
I know why
and
they were
let's
doing it yesterday.
with this also let's express gratitude towards Prabhuji and Guru Mata by loudly chanting 3 times. Hari Bol! Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So here I'd like to invite Anima Mataji, who will have some gratitude words.
It's okay. I don't need the gratitude words.